Hello, everyone. I just realized that our listeners don't actually have a particular name, but hello, everyone. How we doing?
Welcome to the Luna Lounge. That should almost be the opening line. Welcome to the Luna Lounge.
Welcome to the Luna Lounge. Take a seat, relax.
Ooh, I like that.
Enjoy the
The
lo-fi music.
The rabbits make mochi for you.
Yeah, so guys, today
Ooh.
we have two very special guests. Well, one's very special guest and one fill-in. We have the very special Invi. Invi, say hi.
Hello.
And then we have
It's lovely to meet you.
we have Big Punisher, and I'm just gonna be open about this. I know him from high school, and his avatar of choice is Pikachu, so he's about as basic as you can get. Say
Hello,
hi.
everybody. And hey, I love Pikachu.
Who doesn't? Basic.
Yeah,
Noctis,
basic.
how are you doing?
I'm okay. I worked through lunch, so I'm kind of like munching on turkey right now because I am starving, and that way I'm not an asshole to you guys.
That would be very nice. That would be very nice. Let's not be assholes to the guests, shall we?
Oh man.
All right, we have other streams for that. All right. So the general idea for those who don't know. So last time we brought on two affiliate streamers, one a veteran, one newer, and this time we're going the complete opposite direction. So we brought on two non-affiliates. So we have the very new streamer non-affiliate who streamed like 2 or 3 times of Big Punisher, and we have the person who has never streamed a day in their life, Invi.
I mean, to be fair, Invi has been on your stream, so she has a little bit of experience.
That's fair.
In a way.
They have some experience, but you know, for the actual streaming nitty-gritty that we'll be discussing over these magical 2 hours, you know, it'll be something. It'll be a little bit more in depth. Also, disclaimer. All right, a couple disclaimers. One, as per if you're in the live chat, you can see, thanks to the hard work of the lovely flexing Noctis alum, we are now officially on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Audible. Even Audible. You can literally listen to this podcast on Audible if you are one of those people who watch so much YouTube and you saw so many Audible sponsorships. You're like, "Gag, I gotta get myself one of those." Feel free to now listen to us on Audible.
Oh, this would be really funny if you were also sponsored by Audible and you could like plug in your code.
I mean,
You know?
I'd honestly be hyped just to have my stream sponsored by anyone, let alone the podcast.
That's true.
I mean, Audible, if you're listening, hit us up.
Audible is always listening. It's in their name.
With the code Luna numbers. What number is important to you? Like Luna 420. You get.
See, now you just ruined the
can get-
sponsorship. You just really 420?
That's the first number I could think of.
What is this?
Oh my
TikTok?
god. We're losing our sponsors as we talk.
No.
Invi, how could you?
Oh my gosh,
You know,
I'm
it is what
terrible.
it
I'm
is.
terrible. All right. But yeah, so those links will be in the live chat. They will be posted in the Discord if you listen to the podcast there, and they will also be down below if this is on listening on YouTube. It'll be down below in the description if you wish to access all those other means. But yeah, back to the I guess to start off our topic at hand. Noctis, do you want to lead us off?
Sure. So, my first question for you guys was, how long have you guys been on Twitch? Like, just viewing people on Twitch?
I've been watching people since like late 2019, like really late 2019. But like I've only been like actually actively participating in like streamer communities since like around March last year. Like the first time I got into tFay's channel was like living basically in the chat for like a few days straight. Like that was probably when I started actually being active. So like I've known streamers for like a good while. But like if you're gonna talk about like streaming in general, I saw a bunch of like YouTubers on like YouTube's like streaming thing, but like on Twitch specifically, it's been like around 2 years ish. Yeah.
I'm dating myself. I've been doing it since I was pretty much almost in college. So around 2011.
Oh, I see.
10 years, dang. And
But
only
was-
now decided to start streaming.
in my
I gotta be
defense,
honest, I didn't know Twitch was a thing 10 years ago.
I don't know if it was. I watched a bunch of different streaming at that time, and it was also hard when you're in with college Wi-Fi.
Twitch
But-
started a Twitch as Twitch. For those who know, Twitch used to be some other brands, but Twitch as Twitch started off in 2011. It
I worked on it.
originally used to be called Justin.tv.
Oh,
I was
okay.
9 in 2011. I was 9 years old.
I also have been watching Twitch since it started, as some random info. I watched streamers, some of the very first affiliate streamers. I think the biggest one I watched regularly back then was Maximus Black. But I also watched, according to Google, the very first Twitch streamer to get a subscription button, Sean Plott, also known as Day 9, for anyone who's watched Twitch way back then. Because my gosh, was that a personality. What about you, Noctis? How long have you been watching Twitch?
Like the first time I ever watched someone on Twitch was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. Which I'd like to see when my account was created. But no, I never really watched anyone, to be honest, until last year when a buddy of mine from high school, funny enough, started streaming, and that's what really got me into it. And I got Vixen into it, who found tFay, and introduced me to him. So I don't have a whole lot of Twitch experience, to be honest.
It's all Invi's fault. That's what I'm hearing, but that's fine. That's fine.
Ah.
What?
So, I guess for Invi and Big Punisher, right? For the sake of this question, you're both basically the same level. What do you want? What is your goal when it comes to streaming? Many people, especially if you've been listening to the podcast, hashtag previous episodes of the podcast, they have different goals of streaming, right? Some people want to make this a full-time job and make money off it. Some people want to do this as a part-time job. Other people don't actually want to be paid on Twitch. They just want to stream and talk to people. Other people do it because they're bored. Some people do it so they cannot be depressed, so on and so forth.
Oh, you go first. Invi.
Oh, sorry. I'm really sorry. My goals for streaming actually was kind of like I've always cuz I'm as like an early prodigy, I basically grew up on YouTubers, right? I grew up on basically, names like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, whatever. Like I've grown up on like people who play games for like entertainment purposes and stuff, and I've always wanted to do something like that actually. Like for a while, I think I tried doing a YouTube thing, but then I uploaded something. I was like filled with like some sort of shame, and then I just like stopped. I guess also like depression hit as well during a teen year, so like I didn't pursue that. So like I guess streaming's more like a less. I mean, in some ways less, in some ways more like intensive version of that, because you don't need to hire an editor per se to like make videos, because you don't make videos, you like it's all on like real time. And my goals for it's just to like achieve the dreams little kid me had, I kind of do want to at least try hitting affiliate, like to see if I can do it. Oh no, man, it just seems fun, and seeing what tFay does, it genuinely seems fun and like a really great way to like deal with whatever the hell's going on around in like daily life, because with the pandemic and stuff.
Yeah. So, just a disclaimer, as per usual, the streamer links are in the descriptions of these videos or in the live chat. I will be posting links to both Big Punishers and Invi's channel if you're watching this on YouTube in the description. They were also in the live chat if you wish to follow them.
How about you, Big Punisher? What's your goals as a streamer?
So during the pandemic, UA invited me to. I watched Twitch, but it wasn't like anything special. I didn't really communicate with the community. I just watched and used it as a background noise. But then when UA started inviting me to watch a stream, so of course me being me, I decided, what the hell, I'll try it out. And I see how he engages the community and everything. He looks like he's having fun. So I thought, oh hey, I need to upgrade my computer so I can start doing this. Because my computer was let's just say old. Last time I upgraded was like 2011.
Nice
So-
save.
Okay, so let's say, and this is more for Invi since she hasn't streamed anything yet. What like your first game? Do you have any ideas?
Oh, my first game for streaming. Genuinely, I'm actually not too sure because, I mean, a part of me kind of wants to go the easiest route and do games I'm actually good at because to like flex on people. But then again, as I think tFay has mentioned before on a previous stream that like not people don't necessarily watch streamers if they're good at games. People watch streamers for the sake of like if they're entertaining, because like just because someone's good at something doesn't mean they're always entertaining or like they're like pleasant to watch. Sometimes people can suck at games and like still have fun with chat. So maybe I recently got Code Vein recently, and all I've done is just sit in the character creation and just make a bunch of characters because honestly that's like a whole different game of its own in a way. So I guess I'd start out with like Code Vein or something, or like a game that's really intensive that I can like at least schedule stuff around, because I feel like that's gonna be a way to actually keep for a way for me to keep like a genuinely schedule for how like how my streams would go on, because I need to operate on a schedule, otherwise I do not function as a human being. So
Okay, so because really your first game, it isn't a big deal. Usually your first game, you're not going to have a lot of people in chat. It's not too big a deal, but it is kind of it helps you get the feel of what streaming is going to be like. It helps you understand how you're going to look at your camera, if you have a camera, while you're playing your games. All that stuff, it kind of adds together. Like when I'm playing there's certain games I play that I recognize I turn into a dick and I may say inappropriate things, so I can't stream them. And then other games I feel like I'm having more fun on, I feel like would be more entertaining to watch. And then just it all comes down to game choice. Like Punisher, how did you choose Chrono Trigger? Was it the last game you played? I was curious what made you pick that game.
Okay, so I played it on the Super Nintendo, so I was thinking of just replaying it, but I honestly was just using it as a test stream to test out my emote wall and just some other small stuff. Like my first few games, like I'm not planning on 100%ing it. If I get people, awesome. If I don't, it's just more me trying to test out my volume, test out some hotkeys, just a bunch of random testing, and how to fix some stuff on my computer. So for me, it wasn't really thought out. I was like, okay, my first official game was actually Fallout 4. I was like, you know what? This is an easy game for me to keep track of chat and also get me into like trying some new things. Because to be honest, like I played Fallout 4 a few times. I'm just trying to do a different way, making things more interesting. Because I found out with streaming, I want to do something that's a little bit more interesting, not something kind of boring. Chrono Trigger for me was just hey, I need something to relax my brain because my brain's completely fried. So Chrono Trigger it was.
Hmm. I've played Chrono Trigger before, but I honestly could not get into it. Though I feel like streaming that game is a very weird choice in that almost everyone who's going to watch a Chrono Trigger stream is probably played it 50,000 times. And so they're gonna be like, yep, you missed the fifth secret. Like, oh no,
Yeah.
turn around.
That's why.
That's most retro games though. But a lot of those old games have a huge following because people love playing it and they love watching other people play it. I think a lot of the old Pokemon games have that going for it. Same with like Legend of Zelda. Pick any of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I find that it's such a weird it's such a weird thing if you're trying to like start out streaming and your choice is retro game. If you didn't play them before, then like it's so weird how you get unless you just want all the spoilers if you want your chat to be walking you through everything. Like starting off with like a game like that where they're going to be, telling you what to do right away when you don't even have an established community, you might not necessarily have mods. Like if I play Chrono Trigger for the first time and they can be like, oh my gosh, you skipped the potential to unlock the third event by talking to this person wearing a cartoon hat.
Yeah, but if you want to guarantee chat interaction, play an old game like that. Even though they're trying to tell you secrets, it isn't always like that. One of the first ones I played that seemed to be fairly popular was Super Metroid. And yes, I did have plenty of people, oh, you're going the wrong way, you're going the wrong way. But there were plenty of people that were just excited to kind of like watch someone else discover all these cool little things in the game that they've already known and loved for years.
What do you think, Invi?
It's always been the kind of thing of like balancing because the sad reality of everything is like if you want to be big on Twitch, because like my goal for actually streaming is not only to hit Philly but to actually create a little community. I don't think at this point I actually care about being like famous because honestly I don't think I can handle that. I'm like about to go into college. That sounds like a lot on my plate and but like the thing is like a way to create a community is easily just to play the games that are like the most quote unquote well known at the moment, like stuff like Apex or like League or like God forbid Fortnite. But it's balancing that and like actually playing games that you actually enjoy because I mean I only bring this up because with the thing about Super Metroid is that I actually don't know a lot of retro games because haha I'm like a child and probably like the oldest games I can think of right now would probably make a bunch of people laugh at me. But
Okay, I can argue against that. Test me right now, or test our viewers. What game would you say that's gonna make people laugh at you?
No, because like the games like most likely people say retro games are like games that they played when they were younger. They were like really iconic. For me, like most of that stuff wasn't on like I didn't have a Game Boy. I had like a DS, like one of the first ones. So like that'd be like the Mario games on there or like Mario Kart stuff like that. Like it's nothing like Castlevania or like those stuff.
Yeah, but Invi, that's almost an advantage you have over oldies like Punisher and tFay here. They're already in their 30s. Gross. Instead,
Hey, I'm
you
not
have a
30.
lot of young people.
Aren't you? I was gonna be like, aren't you around the same age as them?
I'm 28. I'm still in my 20s. I'm still a youthful, full of exuberance.
First of all,
Okay.
I am Asian. I can be any age I want. All right. First of all. Second
God.
of all, wow.
My point is that Invi is when they start streaming, they're gonna have an advantage that we don't have. The first game they played theoretically could have been like Pokemon what was Diamond and Pearl? Now it's
Mhm.
coming out. Like you're gonna have all these young people flooding to Twitch. That was their first game. That was their first Pokemon game.
Guys, so
We
tune in
don't have
next
that.
week when we have 3 guests.
God.
I'll burn it all. I'll delete the RSS feed. I'll burn it to the ground. I swear to God.
Um, I mean, I played like Diamond Pearl, like Diamond and Pearl. That was kind of my first one, but the one I actually started playing seriously was like Black and White. Like that's how, I'm like a different generation from a lot of the people here, especially with what I consider quote unquote old. You know, like for me, stuff like that brings me a lot of nostalgia are like old Kirby games or like, anything like any of the Super Mario series. Hell, like Nintendogs. Actually, I wonder if anyone like streams Nintendogs. Probably not, but I think that would be funny. Um, but it's kind of like the thing of like, at least in my case, I tend to hang around more older streamers because quite honestly, it's kind of weird in the way how I vibe with them. It's like I have a weird disconnect with the rest of the people my age, mainly because of like incidences that has that have, of course, occurred in my life. But then like in that same vein, I can't really connect with them because like obviously our life situations are so different. Like I'm starting to go to college. Like I'm like, you know, very, very young adult, fetus adult, and all of you, I assume, look like y'all have your stuff together. So
I mean, first of all, Invi, you're gonna learn as everybody learns when they start hitting higher adult ages, and I'll be vague so I don't make anyone feel like an adult or otherwise. Um, you really stop caring about what people's ages are. Like, well, it's basically like, are you old enough that I don't have to drive you somewhere if we want to go hang out? If yes, it's all good. It's all good. If you're in your 20s, who cares? If you're in your 50s, it's all good. All right? If you're Noctis, I'll settle. But
I see.
I'm
I
still I'm
I
still
I do
hashtag not salty.
Yeah, for someone that doesn't, you don't care about age when you get older. This is the person that just got upset when I mentioned his age. Jeez.
And
All
rumble,
I mean
rumble.
I mean T and I
right.
are both 40 and 2 at the same time. So
Envy gets it.
So, okay, here's a question for you guys. So, would you ever do streams that aren't games then? Like cooking, arts and crafts, any of that?
you can go first, Punisher. I went first last time.
Well, for me, like I like trying to build some stuff. So who knows? Maybe I'll do a stream where I'm outside and I'm working on. Like I have plans to make a Murphy door, which is a bookcase that when I pull out and everything, it's a door. So I already have plans on like I think doing the stream of me making that or getting people's feedback and stuff, that'd be interesting. I'm planning on doing resins and vinyl stuff. I'm like, oh hey, that'd be kind of a fun stream to do to show people. Because my brother and me used to make a bunch of random stuff. We made a table and we used beer caps. My
Hmm.
father and everybody taught me how to make stuff out of wood, know how to make chairs, storage units, all that fun stuff. So I think that'd be kind of fun to change it up once in a blue moon. I'm also really love cooking Asian foods. So since I am half Asian, that's where I grew up on. So I'm like, oh hey, show people how to do that. My dad was an amazing smoker. He knows how to smoke almost anything. Show people how I do the process. And then during the times that I'm not cooking, I have to wait to come up and stream.
Actually, the carpentry kind of sounds like a new stream idea. When people think of like arts and crafts, they usually see like people knitting, crocheting, stuff like that on Twitch. You might be able to lock yourself into like a little weird niche subgenre there of carpenter
Yeah, the only
streamer.
problem is where I live, I don't really have access to that type of stuff. I'm in a very small area. That's the only part I hate.
Ah,
Well, there's also that element of, right, starting, even if you want to do something more unique or whatever, it's really hard to start off like that because you don't get a lot of immediate like new viewership. especially with the way Twitch algorithm works, right? I mean, if you're gonna say, okay, so I want to do carpentry, let's say I'm Big Punish in this case, and you're not really there's not many people looking into carpentry. Like the fandom is there if they know you already, but it's hard when starting off, right? So like
Oh, yeah.
hypothetically, right? Not saying I would do this because I refuse. If I was to do a carpentry stream with my established community versus Big Punish who's doing a much better carpentry stream, I will probably naturally get more views than he does because I already have that established community, which is the beast that is Twitch. So there can be an argument to be made to establishing things first and then doing carpentry.
Do you do carpentry normally? Do you have any woodworking skills?
I got a little bit. I stopped for a while just because I'm just I didn't trust myself with power tools at the time. I was going through some mental stuff, so I stopped for a while, and then when I started moving around a lot, I didn't have any of my power tools or somebody I could leech off of, or I didn't have places that had like dedicated woodworking shops, so it's kind of hard. So I stopped, and then my wife and I started building up some stuff. We have way too much tools now, but I can do a bunch of now. If I decide to do it, that'd be something I could try. I was also thinking of, hey, I could stream Twitch games for a little bit, make videos of video gaming or woodworking, and then try and build up my audience via that way. I know several YouTubers that actually went from, I followed them at like a couple hundred, now they're over at 1 million followers. Then they went to Twitch to start gaming and building stuff, and now they're doing both.
Okay, well, I guess then that could lead us to the next question here. Would you co-stream right away? Like, let's say you wanted to get into carpentry streaming. Maybe there is already a community for that on Twitch. If you could meet a couple others on here that do that, and possibly even do like a co-stream, would be kind of a neat idea. I'm obviously spitballing. I've never considered doing a carpentry stream, so I'm just trying to figure out the logistics of trying that.
Well, regardless of carpentry or not, I mean, it'll be a good thing to do. I mean, hell, I watch UA, and that gives me idea. Just talking to people, random people. I remember I went to Home Depot one day. I spent 2 hours there talking with a hardware associate about a bunch of random projects, and him and me were spitballing ideas back and forth on how to do stuff. Next thing I know, oh, we're just like, what the hell? Why didn't we think of this before? And it's a really cold streaming just gives you an idea of, oh, hey, somebody else's point of view, but also helps you build up your own pretty much train of thought. So that way you're thinking a little bit outside the box.
Okay, how about you, Invi? Co-streams.
Co-streams and other stuff, like the stuff Punisher talks about.
Well, no, like if you were to start streaming, how soon before you do a co-stream?
I think I'd have to get my bearings first.
Invi
Quite
doesn't want to
honestly-
co-stream with me.
No, I never
corner
said
crying.
that. I'm going to smack you. Listen. Listen.
I have a Noctis shield. Look at these muscles. Look at how pro gamer he is. All right.
The pros of the pro gamers. I think I'm gonna. Oh, sorry for the beeping. I'm turning on my AC. I'm probably gonna at least get my bearings first and get like how I talk to chat, especially before I co-stream. Because then again, I've gotten pretty good at like knowing when to speak at stuff a lot better than I first coming on streams. Because I was just a little child. Yes, I still refer to me like a year ago as a child. We don't talk about it. But like, I just feel like I need to get used to being like on my own first before I actually bring other people in, because at that point, I'm gonna need to manage a lot more things, like manage like OBS and like that kind of stuff. I just want to know what I'm doing first, in a way, because like it's different to be just calling somebody on like stream on stream, but like if I'm running the stream as well and someone's joining me, I feel like that's a different ball game. I mean, like it's the same ball game except there's like more rules and a bit more restrictions in that kind of sense.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I personally do agree with established community first. I know I did some of my earliest co-streams. I remember were not super successful, and that one of two things happened. Either people who would normally watch me would watch the other person. People who or if you want to flip that around, people who'd watch the other person watch me and then they feel bad. Or people would actually not watch me because they didn't like who I was co-streaming with. Because they're like, I want to watch tFay. Who's this weirdo?
Oh man, that would explain your low numbers during our Mario Sunshine stream. That makes sense.
I was actually gonna say that it was because it was Mario Sunshine, but
I guess my main issue is like, especially because I'm like mostly like a lot of my Twitch circle, at least the friends that I have, are like kind of like people with already established communities. Like first of all, you tFayers, I've been here since like a while back, right? I was here before you even hit 1K. Like I've
okay.
been
How long do you
here.
think I've been at 1K? Why is that an accomplishment? Been here
No, that's not an accomplishment. Just like,
I hit 1K.
No, I remember you had like 400 something. Like I remember the number was like a lot less than it is now. Like I'm happy for you, of course, but like the
Yes,
people that
no,
I'm
I understand you've been here for a long time, Invi, but why is 1K followers your metric?
I don't know. I said that and I was like, wait, that happened pretty damn recently. Hold on. Hold the phone.
I knew it
like,
Noctis before the Luna Lounge podcast was founded.
Yeah.
Oh wow, man, that goes way back, man.
Right?
We're talking like January this year. Holy shit.
Oh my days. No, but I guess my main issue with everything is like the people who I would co-stream with already have established communities, and like I feel like I don't know, I'm hijacking off them in a sense. Like there's something in me, like there's something in the Korean blood in me that goes like, no, you don't get to co-stream with these people until you are on the same level as them. In a sense, so basically, the answer is not. If I started right now, hypothetically, then not anytime soon. But I always knew that I would be a variety streamer if I ever did start streaming, cause like, I can't just do one thing, cause I think I'd just get bored. Like, I mean, of course I'll play video games, but I think in the same vein of Punisher, like his carpentry, I just do arts and crafts stuff because I like making stuff with my hands. I like drawing. I like making things. Like I think a while back when I did school plays for my school, I was part of the ensemble of course, but like I'd also be part of props. I'd make stuff. Actually, I'd paint. I'd make stuff for like characters or like the set itself. Like, so I think there'd be streams where like, I'd just be painting something real life, or like I'd be like creating stuff. Cause I don't think I mentioned this anywhere on the internet before, but I do have interest in cosplaying. But like sometimes it's a lot easier to like make your own stuff rather than like actually order something online, because like you can't like, you know, verify quality. So maybe I just have like streams where I'm just like making props for cosplay and stuff, or something along those lines.
I mean,
All right.
what's wrong with
tFay,
that?
you want to go with the next question?
That sounds pretty solid. All right. So here's all right. Are there any like hesitations you have, like why you haven't streamed up until now, and or like what the your IRL family friends around you, right? Do they approve of Twitch? Are they going like, you're gonna be a streamer? Like glasses push. Oh my gosh, you're not gonna make it. Judgment.
So
Oh.
You go first again, Invi.
Okay. Oh, we'll take turns, I guess. I guess in my thing, it's actually my mom actually encourages me to actually get myself an online presence because my mom's like, "Oh my god, if you become a YouTuber, do you know how much bank you can make?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, mom, I am depressed." It's more like the thing of as much as I would like to start streaming. Number one, I think I would need to like get upgraded equipment because like my hard drive is kind of I accidentally broke the CD dispenser because like I like I was out and I didn't realize and I got up too fast and like it won't go in fully anymore. Like and I need to get that checked out.
Ooh.
It's like because haha I'm an idiot. And number two, it's more like I have an insane fear of like rejection or like not achieving like some hypothetical standards that I set up for myself. So like um I just kind of am hesitant to start anyway, especially because of the idea like of the chance that like oh it might not work out because like that's always a possibility of like me starting streaming and like it just doesn't work out and that's fine. Like it like I'm not allowed to cuss, right? Stuff happens, but like um but there's always that like fear of like uncertainty that like streaming always has because like not every stream is going to be
Okay.
popular and not every stream will be to your satisfaction, at least that's what I think because like that's like kind of impossible to do. um
Oh no, continue. Sorry guys, real quick. For some reason, my alerts aren't muted, so I'm just gonna remove them real quick. Okay.
Yep.
Just go ahead and continue.
Yeah.
um I see. In addition to that, it's kind of a mix of like I like and also another thing is like, I want my camera up. I want to be like a camera streamer because like actually no, I would like to be like be a VTuber and have like a really really cool like rigged like avatar. But however, that costs a lot of money, and I simply do not have that money because I don't have a disposable income yet. Um, so like I would want to have a cam at the moment, right? Like I'd have a camera until like I can afford a VTuber thing. Then I'd be a VTuber straight up because I don't like how I look.
Envy, you know
But
that
the thing is,
VTuber models are free now, right?
no, I'm talking like I'm talking about like the really really like
Envy wants a
holographic
fancy
model.
one. She doesn't want that.
It'd
Like,
be
I want,
like ready
Get that
to
out of here.
bash every single person with a custom-made free VTuber model.
That's not what I meant. Like I want like something like Hololive, like that level of like insane. You know what I mean?
As in, you're bashing every person with a custom-made.
No, that's not what I mean. I wanted a fancy one. I'm going to.
How is
I'm
that
going
not
to
bashing
go with-
everyone with a simple custom-made VTuber model?
No, that's
and you're
fine.
like, I want Hololive.
No, like
Everyone
that's
else
what
not
I want
good
for
enough
myself.
for
I
me.
don't care. I don't like. Oh my, I'm being bullied. Like I personally don't mind it if like you, but like that's what I want, you know? Like if I wanted something, I'd want something like really, really fancy. Cause that's what I want. Like I don't have any issue if it was for free, but I personally would spend a lot of money for a really pretty one. But like I don't have that money yet, so
Yeah, but you have
Or
an
start with the
intermediate
free one.
option between camera and VTuber. It's called a PNG tuber, and it seems to be catching on pretty popular right now.
I guess so. I just yeah. And also
What
like
is the Luna podcast trending? 100% everyone's a PTuber because of the podcast.
oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. But on that same vein, my backdrop right now, if I were to stream where my PC is right now, is not great. So I'd have to do a lot of things, but I don't think I could get that done in time.
Invi, I have a bed behind me and 2 dogs that just bark.
Okay, but at least the dogs are cute. My dog is a gremlin.
Why is this a competition about whose dog is worse?
No, because dogs are good. I just assume Big Punisher's dogs are cute because I see his profile photo on Discord, and that dog there is very cute. Very cute.
Thankfully, right now it's asleep. Otherwise, it'd be barking my ears off.
Well, I mean, so I guess, and this goes for both of you, right? If you wanted to be a streamer and like all of your IRL friends said that being a streamer is stupid, you can't make it, blah 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 blah, or on the off chance you don't have IRL friends, feel free to insert your family into this question.
I don't know, if they said that you shouldn't have any IRL friends, God. How's let it stream? Don't even bother, you suck, you ain't gonna make it. Those aren't friends.
Yeah, Big Punisher. Everyone, Big Punisher told me not to stream. Here's his address. I'm tapping him in the chat. Everyone go hunt him down.
I can never give you my address.
Okay. Let's see. Wait, what was... I don't know, Invi, what about you? Like, does the approval of your family and or friends matter for you to continue streaming?
To an extent, yes, because at least because I come from like, regardless of what my accent tells you, I am very not American, and like I come from like a collectivist like a collectivist culture in a sense. The approval of people around me actually does matter to to an extreme amount, and it shouldn't. It really shouldn't, because that's dumb in my opinion. Like no, that shouldn't like actually be an issue, sort of. But
Yeah, it's hard to word, right?
yeah, that's yeah, it's really hard to word actually. But it does matter. So I feel like if like people around me was like, "Oh, you're never gonna make it this stupid," I would just not, which is a shame. It really is.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I definitely agree. You should not let the opinions of others stop you from streaming. I say ironically because streaming is something that involves the opinions of others to succeed. But
yeah.
but you know, ignoring the contradictoriness of that statement. Um, let's see what's next here. Okay, well, so playing off Invi's comment before, right? On, you know, fancy Hololive bourgeois, you know, VTuber models.
Oh my god.
All right. You know,
Mm.
the fanciness and all that stuff, right? Hashtag, you know, foot resources that are trending now with VTubers so you can get your feet on cam, right? How, like, what is your logic or when it comes to spending money in stream resources? As we all know, or no, let's not say we all, as people who've known me for the long run know, I've put a kind of decent money into my stream investment for one resource or another. Right? And you
Yeah.
know, I mean, I have no regrets because I just make sure that I have enough money to, you know, live. And it
And
helps
you got
that
a
I
sugar
don't
mama.
and I got my sugar mama that is Noctis, but that's besides the point.
Ho ho.
So the question I guess is for Big Punisher and Invi, like, how do you, or how would you, if you haven't yet, I know Big Punisher has, allocate how much money you are allowed to spend on your streams, as it were, given that it's not necessarily going to come back to you?
So for me, I'm actually, my desktop and everything was just more, I got a little bit of a pay bonus, so I thought, oh, hey, what the hell? Black Friday came up, I had the money, boom, got it. As for allocating resources for possible future streams, if I become an affiliate, that's honestly where most of the money's gonna go to, is just because I'm still working a full-time job. I'm not gonna quit that anytime soon. But if I get if I become a gamer, a pro variety streamer, gamer, wow, that's a tongue twister. Then I'll start allocating more of that money to PNGs, emotes, overlays, all that fun stuff. That's that, and upgrade my computer. Like, there's a lot of money I want, but I'm going to wait until I actually get affiliate, and then every money I get from that, I'm just going to put it towards upgrading my stream. When I get as much money as I do right now during my full time, then I'll probably become a full time streamer. But for right now, if that ever happens, I'm just going to stick with my full time job and keep my money here dedicated to just the upgrade my stream.
So, for those not aware, the streaming software you download is quite a bit of a toll on your computer. So, it kind of limits what you can. It'll limit what you can do with your computer at the same time, depending on how powerful it is. A lot of people can get around this by going with an Elgato. It's a capture device that will it captures the footage coming off of your consoles. So if you have an Xbox or a PS4, that's a potential way around it. So you're not streaming directly off there. You're running it through a streaming software. You have a little bit more control. You have and you can stream it directly to Twitch, and you have a lot more control that way. But that's what I would say. That was mine and Vixen's like first thing we did. That was our first big purchase right after we started streaming. We did like one stream, and then we went and bought an Elgato because my laptop, which is what we were streaming off at the time, couldn't run much other than old retro games. Funny enough, old games don't require as much power. So if you want to stream and play something on your computer, that's also a way to get around it. You can play old games.
I will
obviously
also...
a Game Boy.
No, I was gonna say that if you want a capture card, you don't necessarily need the Elgato version. There are many capture cards out there. Elgato is like the nice one, and it is admittedly the one I have. But if you are someone who's listening and immediately Googling capture card right now, and you don't like the price of the Elgato capture card, there are cheaper options.
Yeah, I have the Aviator Media for my Switch and possible Xbox. I mean, granted, I want the Elgato one I can put in my desktop, but I don't have that much money. So this one's I think it only cost me like $50. It works just fine.
Right.
Yes, I see. I was gonna make a comment, then I realized, I can't comment on anything because I am not streaming at the moment. I see.
Well, go with your dream build, right? Like, what?
Oh.
Well, like, what would you want for your stream besides your bougie VTuber model?
I see. I mean, if we're gonna talk about dream setup, first of all, it's kind of embarrassing how much I've actually thought about this, because like I really do want like a high end like PC at least, which requires me to make a lot of money. But like I see those like really fancy like hard drives with like the glowy stuff, and like quite honestly, I know nothing about computers. I just think they look really really cool. So like I guess kind of like that. I'm not using any computer words because I don't know any of them. Nope. I don't know computers.
So if your goal is for it to be glowy, I'm gonna use your terminology here. It is actually not that hard to make your computer glowy. All that actually requires is have a case with a transparent side, and then just to literally buy anything with RGB functionality, which is most things these days.
That's like a trend.
Our RGB, the term is RGB, by the way, for red, green, blue. But we're gonna go back to glowy because it's funnier. Just because something is glowy does not mean that it's high end or expensive in any means.
Oh no, that's what I mean. I figured it's just like that's what I usually see, right? And I thought it cost a lot of money because it looks like it. Listen,
Like,
I
so
mean,
right.
to be fair to Invi, I don't think I've ever seen a cheap computer with RGB fans, RGB CPU, RGB everything like that.
I mean,
Most time,
if
you
everything RGB.
I
like,
can't say that much. My old computer had liquid cooling, and everything was
Holy
RGB.
shit.
I put LED lights in the dang thing.
hey, you want to talk about bougie? Liquid cooled? Jeez.
Don't make fun of my liquid cooling. I had to give up my HoloLive avatar for this.
Oh my god, we are. Hey, this is gonna be a thing now. I'm gonna be bullied for this now. I see how it is.
Envy, welcome to T. Hello, Envy. This is tFay.
Oh, that's
We're talking
true.
about-
I
That's
act like
very true.
I act like I haven't been bullied by him before. Like,
There you go, tFay. There's our band name. Bougie VTubers.
You know what? There you
Bougie
go. All
VTubers.
right. So,
oh hell yeah!
for those new to the podcast, all right, in the very first episode, I started what I thought was a quick joke for that episode about how every episode, the four of us, depending which combination of people it are, would have a band name. All right, and after the third episode, I thought the joke ran its course, and so I didn't explicitly ask for one. And apparently, everyone started coming at me. They went to my house and started, making with their picket fence and going like, "Where's our band name?" So, all right, we're bringing it back. Apparently, it's now for every episode until Noctis forgets. I'm blaming him. All right.
Okay.
So, band name for today.
Noctis'
All
fault.
right. The Bougie VTubers.
The bougiest of VTubers.
Oh my gosh. I just yeah, you ever watch like YouTube where you have like those people who are weirdly dedicated to an obsessive degree and like they'll timestamp like everything in the video within like the first 5 minutes that the video's out? Like I just want someone to be like that for these podcasts, and they're gonna timestamp when the band name's made. They're gonna be like, band name right here.
God, please, that would be so funny. That'd be like actually hilarious.
I mean, if anyone wants to write pop music for us, 4-chord songs are basically all you need.
Oh my god. Okay, but if the bougie VTubers are a thing, like, it's a band. But like when people say band, I immediately think of like K-pop boy and girl groups. So what are like the clothing like? You know what I
What is
mean?
the clothing like? How in depth are you? Want us to design the outfits?
I want lore, tFay. I want lore on the bougie VTubers band. Like,
Oh my gosh! All right. Apparently, this is gonna be all right. Okay, so since we're doing the rare breed of K-pop bands, right, that has boys and girls. First of all, we already have an immediate issue that there's basically no K-pop groups that have boys and girls. But let's skip all that. All right, let's get to the main issue that is everybody's biggest concern with a K-pop group. Who is the bloody visual?
who is the visual?
Right, and
You're gonna have to explain this a little bit more to people that are not aware.
All right,
I'm hoping it's not just me.
So for anyone who doesn't know, K-pop groups have, I guess you could say, hidden extra roles outside of singers and dancers, right? So you have things like the visual, which is the prettiest person in the group, right? And it's basically like usually the person who's like the face of the group. They go do the modeling gigs. They, they're the ones who you put, even if they don't sing at all or can't sing, they sing terribly. That's the one you advertise with so that everyone's going to check out the group. All right. So, it's like you're Justin Timberlake as it sorts. All right. And then suddenly now I'm suddenly going to get flagged. All right. Now all the fanboys and fangirls are going to come at me. All right. All the Justin Timberlake fans. It's okay. I'm willing to take it for the content. All right. But yeah. So who's the visual here? All right.
Who is the visual here?
All right. Invi's obviously the maknae, the youngest of the group.
I'm the magnet.
I mean, are you not?
I mean, I am like actually, I'm like the youngest here. I
So
think.
there you go. I mean, apparently I'm I'm the oldest because Noctis called me out for my age.
Wait, so you're the leader technically, because the oldest one is usually the leader. Usually,
Yes.
not always,
So
but
most often the oldest one is the leader, which generally means nothing, outside of just they're the leader. So apparently I'm the leader. Well,
Yeah, I quit the-
Noctis. All right, so Big Punisher, you can be
I'm the guy hiding in the corner that's like, nope, sorry, hell no, out of here.
Oh, okay, so you're the rapper.
I wait.
Oh my god.
So
Welcome to the Luna Lounge. We talk about streaming sometimes.
Sometimes
Hey,
you have to talk about
hey.
K-pop though.
Okay, big shout outs to rappers because they are so underrated. Okay, you take a K-pop song and you remove the 30 seconds of rap and you feel empty inside. All right, but nobody likes them. They are so underrated. So I can say that that's Big Punisher. All right, so that means Noctis, you're the visual. That's what we got left.
Okay, I guess I'm the visual, whatever the hell that means.
It means you're the pretty one. You're the Justin
I mean-
Timberlake of the the bougie VTubers.
So I'm the one that's successful after I leave the group. All right, I'll take that.
Exactly.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what it comes down to.
Oh my god. All right.
I mean, hey guys, if this podcast hits 100 likes, Invi has agreed to come on and do a special rap for you guys in honor of the,
I never said this.
So if we get 100 likes on this YouTube video, all right, get that algorithm going. We'll present you a special rap.
I never said
Get
this.
going.
Hello?
Get going. No, the 100%. Everything Invi says in contrary to that is just convenience. All right, they're trying to be humble.
Oh. I see. I am perceiving with my human eyes.
So speaking of like things ending, right? As Noctis was getting us on a tangent here. All right. Obviously for reasons we're not going to go super into, over this past year, streaming has, become, let's say, a slight bit more popular around the world, right? And there, a lot of tech stores ended up running out of equipment because everyone wanted to become a streamer for this, that, or the other thing, right? And we're coming into a time where, things are dying down, right? Like the hype is easing up and not as many people are streaming as much, and or many are actually quitting, whether or not they answer it or not. On like socials, some of them say I'm going back to life, da 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 da, and some people just disappear off the face of the earth. So starting your streaming careers around now is interesting, and I was just curious if you had any like thoughts on that matter, like starting to stream now. Maybe it's better to stream now when there's less competition, or potentially worse because there's less viewers.
To an
Streaming.
extent.
To an extent, obviously, it's better to stream now just because it's less. You don't have to worry about spending money trying to make yourself more noticeable.
Mm.
Wait, what? You actually
You don't have
lost
to
me there.
like. Okay,
Yep.
yeah, my brain just shut down on that one. So I didn't have to, but now I don't have to try and like. There's no peer pressure. Me trying to make things like unique or anything, or just trying to figure out my own identity. I can just stream to stream and not try to worry about out everybody coming in and saying, "Oh, hey, you should do this and that." I already had a couple people almost say that to me when I was telling them I was trying to stream. They're trying to force their own ideas. I'm like, no, 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 no. It's like now I'm just actually now since it's actually dying down a little bit, I can actually be more myself. instead of trying to be what other people
Stream
are.
where people gather together and promote their ideas onto everyone listening, like a podcast of sorts about streaming. That'd be quite rude. I must say, Big Punisher.
Zaddy.
No, I totally get what you're saying. Invi, what about you?
I guess to an extent it's both like a blessing and a curse because on one hand the posers are gone. Well, posers is a word, but you know what I mean.
God damn, Envy, brutal.
Damn.
No.
Why are you calling out 50% of the chat like that? You know,
I'm not calling out
gonna
the
name
chat.
which one's which, but you're obviously saying that 50% of the live viewing audience right now are posers just because they don't have their bougie VTuber models.
I never mentioned the bougie VTuber things. I'm going to
See, you just said
Get
it right now.
myself.
You just said that right now.
I legitimately said nothing. I legitimately said nothing. I'm innocent. I am innocent and I'm a good boy. I would never.
All right, tFay, stop bullying her. So, Envy, now that the losers are gone, what was your point?
And then suddenly everyone like, wait, who's not in the chat anymore?
Wait, who's not in the chat anymore? What was the question again? I got confused over me being bullied.
So the question basically is like, how do you feel starting your streaming career now when not as many people are into streaming and or a bunch of streamers actually quitting now that they can go back to doing non-streaming activities like outside?
I mean, it's both a blessing and a curse in that sense because the blessing of that is less competition. The curse of that is less competition. There's not many people who would who would be your audience. Like that many people are gone. But then again, if you think about it, the people who are gone now, technically those people wouldn't even stay long enough anyway. So like I don't even know if that's a big like net loss. Actually, so basically I talked myself into saying, hey, there's no actual loss. It's fine. We're fine.
I mean, you honestly might be. I'm not even saying that as a bad thing. It might actually be better to stream now when it's not as saturated with all the streamers, right? I mean, if you're just looking for a new streamer and everyone else who's a new streamer gave up streaming, then there aren't that many people to compete with. Except each other, I guess. You might be competing with each other.
I mean, that's true. You're competing with like other people, of course, but like that's not necessarily a bad thing in this case because you're competing with people who like you might actually become friends with because technically you and Noctis are competing. Like streaming in of itself, even though it's not like an overt competition, it's still a competition.
It's not a competition. tFay's a big time streamer. He leaves me in the dust.
First of all, I don't even think we ever, if maybe half an hour to an hour, even stream at the same time. First of all right. Second of all right. I'm not a big time streamer. We have established that you need a bougie VTuber model to be a big time streamer. Oh my god.
But you are a bougie VTuber. That's our band name. You're a part of the band.
Oh, that's true. You're the leader.
All right, I'm only 25% of bougie VTuber. All right, until I work out my solo deal with the company that doesn't appreciate me nearly enough. All right, I am just 25%.
I see. I am perceiving with my human eyes.
No, I was gonna actually say, Noctis, how would you feel if you did not have, your current streaming? If you're gonna start over like right now, would you think it'd be easier or harder than when you started streaming months ago?
Probably easier. I'd go buy a kiddie pool at Target, put on a pair of swim shorts, and go that route. That's the way to make money nowadays, apparently.
Oh my gosh, calling people out.
But
Isn't
no
this
one.
a stream where we call
Yeah.
everybody out? I guess.
I don't think we know anyone that's a hot tub streamer. So I think we're good.
I mean,
Wait,
Rosie
oh, yeah, I've seen
technically
hot
did a
tub
hot
streamers
tub stream,
recently.
kind of.
What? What? Isn't that like technically like against Twitch like code of conduct?
No, they actually made
No,
hot tub
yeah.
streaming a category now. It's actually
no,
official.
Envy,
Wait,
that's the
what?
secret to hot
Let
tubs.
me.
That's seriously
Let
that's the key to it, is because
No.
you have to wear they don't allow you to just, like, let's say, stream in your bra or stream in your boxers. You can't do that. But if you're wearing proper attire for the environment you're in, like let's say you're at the beach, you're not going to be wearing slacks and a button-up shirt on the beach. You're probably going to be wearing a swimsuit. So that's how that's the workaround.
Pool,
Which-
hot tubs, and beaches.
Yeah, but there's so many people. There's people spending so much money nowadays that Twitch is definitely not going to turn them away. I'm not calling out the kiddie pool streamers. I'm calling out Twitch. Twitch is too ashamed to throw away that money.
I mean, it's a lot of money.
It is probably a lot of money.
Isn't this technically sexual?
See, but that's the thing, right? It's like if you were to go to a beach, right? You
They're
have
not in a
everyone in suit.
beach.
See, but if they're in a hot tub, right? And or
Yep.
beach, depending on the setting, that's actually the proper setting to wear a swimsuit. If it happens to be sexual, well, that's just convenient for the streamer, I guess. Because you're not going to tell the streamer, you can't, you have to wear a jacket around you and be fully clothed in the hot tub. And there's no law against actual law. There's no Twitch rule against streaming in a hot tub. Right? So you are allowed to stream in a hot tub, and thus, since you're allowed to stream in the hot tub, you are allowed to wear what you normally would stream in a hot tub.
Oh, I am
Yeah.
perceiving.
Right? Now, if you were to remove the hot tub, that's against the rules. All right? You're not allowed to be wearing, your bikini swimsuits, whatever, if you're playing, Valorant. That's just inappropriate.
I see.
That's why I thought them making the hot tub its own category kind of makes sense, because now you're not going to have a bunch of hot girls in their bikinis in the Mass Effect category for you to compete against. Because when someone types in Mass Effect and they see any of the big time streamers in their bikini playing, and then they see like me in the next video over, who are they going to click on? It's probably not me.
I mean,
I say,
yeah, I don't know. Apparently, it's like it's just this weird thing where if you do something that you're not supposed to, but you make so much money off it that Twitch makes so much money off it, you'll probably get it okayed, which is crazy.
No, but it's like this is like that type of shit. I'm like, oh my god, we cannot talk about this in depth. But like, oh my god, I hate that. I hate it because like, I mean, kudos to those ladies. They're making hella bank off of dudes. There are so many words I cannot use.
thank you for not using the S word that would get us demonetized.
No, I would not use the S word. Honest to God, I think it's kind of empowering in that sense. Because honestly, they're doing hella work. I mean, like, if they're profiting off that, like, good for them. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's arguably, all right, it's arguably a lot more honest than back in the day when people would just complain about any female streamer who just had an angled camera, right? That used to be the biggest issue on Twitch in terms of sexual streamers, right? Is just an angled camera, right? This is just, they're literally outright saying, "Oh, yep, I'm just gonna wear something very, very visually appealing and sexual. I'm gonna get in the hot tub, make it more sexual, and I'm gonna talk to you guys while being in a hot tub." But it's very open about it, right? It's not I'm doing something else while the reason you're watching has nothing to do with what I'm doing. They're very openly setting the standard for what their audience is there for.
That's true. That's like actual facts.
Right? Especially with
Um,
the category now. So then you literally know what you're getting.
I hate it though. Like
mean-
that just I don't know.
See, but the sad fact is, the guys that are clicking on these videos, they weren't going to watch streamers like me or tFay anyway. Maybe tFay, he has a cute girl in the thumbnail right now. He has Suki now, so maybe he might trick him in. But they're like, that's not what they're on Twitch for. Sadly.
Yeah, you literally like these are all
That's true.
not going to age direct, but they're just a bunch of people who are literally scrolling through Twitch channels, most likely just chattings, and they're looking for the hottest people on the thumbnails. And they're like, all right. Oh, and then if you happen to see hot tub, they're in a hot tub too. Like, click that right there. I remember what someone I was checking out, right? Not gonna name names because I know everyone's gonna want to know who. I was looking in there like their top viewed streamers, right? Like their recommends, as it were, right? And I saw
Oh my
small
God.
streamer, huge, like someone with like over 1,000 views and was live. I was like, well, that's a weird discrepancy. Let me check them out, right? And then it turned out to be a hot tub stream. I'm like, gosh, darn it! I basically rickrolled myself into here.
Yeah, that's why you were watching the hot tub streamer. Good cover there.
No, that's literally
cover.
like I
Good cover.
accidentally. First of all, of the hot tub streams that I've seen, all right, not one of the better ones. All right, that's besides the point. But okay, that's besides the point. All right. But yeah, so this is I'm sort of ripping this off from chat, but it's something I've seen all over the place on past streams, Twitter, most likely 4chan because everything's on 4chan, right? Like, is it okay for Twitch to be a platform where people can stream things like this? All right, let's ignore whether or not the stream itself is allowed, all right, or is it okay to have sexual streams? Let's put that aside for a second, right? That argument's as old as time itself, all right? But when Twitch first came out, it was basically for gaming, right? It's for streaming gaming, right? And then eventually they added things like just chatting. And then they eventually added stuff like, arts and crafts or whatever, right? And is it basically like okay that Twitch is sort of evolving, if you can use that word, past its origins? Like, it's no longer just the gaming platform. Is it okay for these clickbaity hot tub streams to be there? Like, or is it like people gonna go, well, why don't you already have site insert asterisk where you can go watch people in hot tubs being sexual? Why do you need to do this on Twitch?
That's my personal issue with it at this point, because like there are like sites of that nature that are very available to everybody, and like I don't know why they're specifically using Twitch, but where in those specific sites are actually more intuitive for stuff like that. Like, if you think about it, because those sites are made with one purpose in mind. It's for certain individuals with certain needs to get certain things done. Like, that's just simply how it is. I don't think Twitch's like UI nor like OBS and that type of stuff is actually intuitive for their purpose.
No, but see that like when Twitch started, it wasn't used for that. It was for gaming, and even up until really last year, it wasn't as big of a deal until Twitch straight up banned you can't stream in a bra. So people they found a workaround. So honestly, I would say even if you ban all hot tub streamers, they're gonna find another workaround. That's how it works. And then the other problem is Twitch has to cut themselves off. They have to look at all these streamers that are getting huge numbers.
That's true.
And the huge amount of because when we were talking about this earlier on Discord, so I went and looked up. I typed in hot tub, clicked on the first streamer. She had 3,700 viewers.
Oh damn!
So I was like, God damn. Okay, let's scroll down and look at the awards that people have given her. The lead guy this month had already given her 15,000 bits. And he was not alone. He was just in the lead.
Oh,
The rest of them were people
my
over
heart.
10,000 bits.
That's a lot of fucking money. Oh my god,
And
I'm
that's
so
bits.
sorry.
Yeah, so you have so that means not only is that $150 to her, that's $150 to Twitch.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
And
just to translate for some
yeah.
people, all right? In order for a streamer to make an equivalent of
Holy
and
Jesus.
to make that much money, you have to gift them 600 subs.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, and that was, and it didn't even show me who the lead sub person was. But we're talking people are given huge amounts of money to them. So how do you you're asking Twitch to stop, to just cut that off? That's tough for him. I don't blame Twitch or the streamers. It's a tough, we're in a tough spot. I think the hot tub category really is one of the best solutions they could come up with, because at least then
No, I don't.
it's keeping them out of the other channels and the other categories.
Like, I don't blame them at all. Like that, I don't want people to think I'm blaming them at all. No, that's absolutely not what I want to say. I'm just saying it's really funny to me that it's really funny how Twitch, who was so adamant on not, because I was around friends who watched streamers at around that time, and I was around this discourse, who were like, no, bras are not allowed, bras, blasphemy. Suddenly go, oh, bikinis and hot tubs, sure, makes sense, of course. Like, I just find that discrepancy hilarious.
Yeah, I'd honestly agree with Invi on this one. Like, I don't care about the hot tub streamers or if they're allowed or not allowed. I'm just like, but if you were going to, you would have made just as much money if you allowed this kind of thing beforehand, Twitch.
Yeah, but imagine the ad deals that Twitch has with a lot of these big companies. Like, let's pick GM, General Motors, a car maker. So General Motors says, we don't want our videos attached to people streaming in their bras. But later, further in the contract, it says if they're wearing appropriate attire, then they don't care. This could just be a workaround. Because that's YouTube went through that a couple years ago, the adpocalypse, where all these ad companies freaked out about what their ads were playing with, and it resulted in a tightening of the rules. That would be my guess for why they're so adamant against people in their bras, stuff like that.
No, but bras aren't inherently sexual. Oh, you can make that argument for hot tub stuff as well. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying being in your bra is sexual. I'm just saying that could be how some of these companies see it. Is when your ad is attached to a streamer that's not being family friendly. That's not an ad that they want. That's not where they want their ads.
I'm perceiving, but I do not like what I am perceiving.
No, it sucks. I think it does detract, because let's say you banned all the people from hot tubs. You are probably going to be left over with some people that would rather watch that are on Twitch, that would probably make their ways elsewhere.
Yeah,
I think overall it probably would help other streamers.
So let's put this scenario. Let's take this hypothetical here, right? And so I'm watching Noctis in a hot tub, right? On Twitch, and then eventually, I get bored of Noctis in a hot tub, because I can only watch Noctis in a hot tub for so many days a week. And then I decide to see what Twitch is about. Let's pretend I literally just started watching Twitch to watch Noctis in a hot tub, and then I happen to go find, this streamer, let's say X Invictus, and then I just start watching them, and then they're pretty fun. And then I'm like, oh,
look at that Bougie VTuber.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at that model.
Oh, hell yeah, damn right. Of course. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that's even if we want to get mad at them getting all their views or whatever, it is technically in the hypothetical, statistics, if you're gonna play fantasy stock market, your fantasy sports, whatever, it is actually better for us for these streams to exist.
That's true. That's technically true. My main issue with it in general is not only like because I mean in that sense, like if I'd rather like people like create content for stuff that's intuitive on their platform, because like if they want, I mean, actually never mind. I just realized how it would be intuitive, but I can't really explain it in depth right now. But like it's more like in the sense of like if Twitch like the allowing of like nudity in the sense of how when it benefits them in that sense, because like some ladies like have cleavage only because they have the curse of having large assets, let's say. and like you can't help that. That's like a biology thing or like a choice that you made. Like not everything is for like sexual consumption, and I just don't like it how like it's only allowed when it like benefits like the business. But then again, that's capitalism in general, and we could talk about this like for like 10,000s of years.
See, that's right there. Is you do have girls that are legitimately have large assets, as you like to say, that would claim them. Like Vixen has some large assets, and like that's why she doesn't wear spaghetti strap tops on stream. Like I get it. But then but with that, when you make the exception for that, you're going to have other girls that are like, "Oh yeah, that's my problem too. This push-up bra, that's not doing it. That's not the problem." It's obviously just I was born that way. You opened the door to other people taking that advantage.
I see. I am perceiving with my human eyes. I do not like that I am perceiving, but I am perceiving.
That's Twitch in general. Yeah, it's a game to a lot of people. You play the game, do what you can.
I mean, that's true. I see. I am perceiving. It's just a shame, man. It just we could argue about this a lot. I mean, we're not even arguing. We're just having a very civil discussion. Actually, I'm enjoying this.
This is actually a quite pleasant discussion. Like speaking of great things and all that. I mean, Noctis, do you want to tell people about what's happening about a month from now? Like literally a month from now. Hashtag segues.
Oh, I like it. So that's fun. So obviously, tFay and I are both part of the League of Extraordinary Wholesomeness. We do charity streams. So a month from now, on June 26th, we're doing a charity stream where we have 4 people: me, tFay, Westonator, and Miss Refreshing Roxanne, lovely individual. We're all going to be playing some Overcooked together. And then afterwards, we're going to be playing either some Mario Kart or Among Us, depending on if people in chat actually care.
Fun.
So that'll be a month from now, and it's to support the Trevor Project.
Oh.
And what is the Trevor Project, Noctis, for anyone listening who doesn't happen to know who Trevor is?
That's funny. So the Trevor Project, they're a very lovely charity. There's pretty much the whole thing they do is supporting the LGBT community. They do all sorts of things, but like they're super into suicide awareness. They try and help with like homelessness because a lot of trans and the LGBTQ community ends up homeless, sadly. It's an awesome charity. I'm happy to support it. It's been something I've wanted to do since we joined and made the league. But yeah, if you guys are curious, search them up. The Trevor Project.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have links for all that, down in the descriptions and in the Discords and all that stuff, and you'll probably hear more about that, as we get closer. But since Invi set us up for that great segue, just gotta take advantage of it. Obviously.
Hell yeah.
So speaking of Discords, actually, this is one of probably the most interesting topics, at least in my opinion, when it comes to being a new streamer, is when/if do you make your own Discord? So, for those who don't know, Discord is basically a free community platform where you can just make your own little community. You can invite people, they can join, and you can essentially just chat and promote yourself, discuss issues, whatever you like, right? It's how we're currently doing this voice call right now.
I was gonna say this podcast is actually brought to you by Discord in a way.
Brought to you by Discord. Discord, hit us up with that sponsorship.
Oh yeah.
Now, one thing that a lot of streamers, when they start off, like struggle with finding the perfect time to do is when to make your own Discord for your own stream. Because obviously, you're a streamer, you want to build your own community, you don't want to have to be streaming to talk to them, so you'll have a Discord. But at the same time, if every streamer makes a Discord and then all your friends are streamers, then you join 50 Discords and you get a bit weird saturated, and then like you'll make a Discord and then nobody talks on it and then you get depressed about it. So is it better just to not make a Discord? Like, when do you make one, I guess is the question.
I guess I can semi-answer this question because I do have a Discord. In the funny sense of the word, I do have one. I mean, it's not for streaming at all. It's just like a little thing I made for like, first it started off as Among Us games for me to actually play with my friends and like have a good time. But now it kind of devolved into just like people come in and vibe, because like sometimes like making like group DM calls for like group chats are like kind of stupid and like it takes a while. So like instead, my friends and I just decided to like or at least me, I purposed it as a waifu marrying bot as well, because haha hee hair making is fun.
Bougie VTuber. What?
Hello? I guess in the sense, like, if I did start streaming, I could repurpose the Invi cord into a streaming thing, but, like, I did, like, in order to hype myself up, did make a separate Discord with, like, actual bots and actual, reaction rules and stuff, because, I've been on Discord way longer than I should have.
What about you, Big Punisher?
I think having one would be now question.
Answer.
Would you consider making? Are you just saying making my own Discord, or like how you knocked it?
This question proposed for you guys is when/if you would make your own Discord for your own community as a streamer. Which is something for trust me, every single new streamer who's listening right now is like, oh man, this is like the question I've been waiting for. Is tFay saying my Discord shouldn't exist?
Probably honestly, it have to be a side project. If you got time to work on it, awesome, make it. But for me, like right now, I have one. Did I invite people in it? No, because I am nowhere near done with it. I'm just making it just for fun.
I mean, that's a lot of people, right? I can literally give you a list. I won't, because that'd be hard calling them out, of people who I've known for a long time, and then I can't find out through slip of the mouth that they have a Discord. I'm like, why was I not invited to this Discord? How long have you had it? They're like, 6 months. I'm like, why have you not invited me to your Discord for 6 months? They're like, I'm ashamed. You're not gonna like my Discord. This is actually a real conversation. This is not me making
that's exactly. Up. You just start inviting people. Even tFay probably feels like Luna isn't perfectly set up quite yet.
Don't get me started.
I know you're happy with it, but I know there's always something little thing you can change. What's nice is if you start getting people invited, you get community feedback, because not every Discord is different. It's insane. All the different streamers, all their Discords are so different, and because it's so unique to your community. Like I know Pokemon streamers that have. I know a Pokemon streamer. He has a channel set up just for Pokemon cards, just for like showing the new cards that they pulled out of packs. Like I could never see tFay having that on Luna.
Oh god. No. I will actually say, because I haven't seen this recently, but I saw this once and it made me cry a little bit.
Oh, man.
Do not go online and download a pre-made Discord resource pack, which basically has everything set up. And because I saw some recommended to someone once, right? And I was like, oh, I mean, I didn't know that was a thing. That sounds pretty convenient, right? And then I literally went to the Discord after they installed it. It had like 30 channels because it had a channel for like every possible topic you could think of. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is so overwhelming. How is this for beginners? Can you imagine like managing 30 channels? Like for a new community?
I mean, to be honest, I've done that before, so I don't really think that's like a big issue.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I personally always get it. If I go into a Discord and I see there's like 30 channels all with people talking, I like hard mute. Because I just get overwhelmed by the notifications, personally.
That's
I
true.
mean-
I would say
mute
organization
Discord
is
channels
also
in
important.
general. Like I mute everything, but like I only sit in like a few channels, so like I don't necessarily get like bad results too much.
Oh,
So that's an interesting point. I would say another thing when you're setting up your Discord is think about what you like to do in other people's Discords, because obviously that's going to change what you expect other people to do in yours. If you love posting pictures of your pets, then set up a pet channel, because obviously that's gonna be a place where at least you're keeping it active, because that's like that's how a Discord lives or breathes. It's just people being active in it.
yeah, I mean, if also, I will say, if you own a small Discord, first of all, even if there's only a few people chatting in it, one, don't be ashamed of it. All right. And if you have people join your Discord and they're not immediately talking, also don't be ashamed of it. All right. But again, I'm not going to be naming names, but like I've seen a few Discords that I'm like, oh wow, this is a pretty small Discord, you know. All right, it's going to probably join one of the 100 small Discords that don't talk that I'm a part of, and I'll occasionally just look through the Discords because I'm just curious. I'm a busy bee, and I literally see a lot of activity. It's just between 3 to 5 people, but it's a lot of activity, and that's good. That honestly is enough to grow off of. I mean, when I first started Luna, it literally was me just inviting a whole ton of people, and I mean a lot. I spent an entire afternoon inviting people, and then barely anyone was talking. And I actually had designed it. I was like, guys, I don't expect a lot of people to talk here. I just wanted a Discord so I could say when I'm live, and it grew.
Because he invited me to be a mod, and it makes perfect sense.
I mean,
no one was
true.
talking. I become a mod. Suddenly, it blows up. The universe makes sense.
Yeah, we all know it's because of your work for it. We all know that. tFay didn't really do that much on his Discord.
This is very accurate.
tFay works more on his Discord probably than he works on his stream.
Hey!
Oh!
Alright, while that sounds like a bash, I want to say 2 things. 1, that's not wrong. 2, given if people know how long I work on my streams, that still says a lot, which is kind of make me want to cry.
That is definitely not a bash. I'm just saying.
That's not a bad
You think his Discord, or you think his streams have a lot of work in them? You should see like his Discord.
His Discord with 52 different types of emotes.
Well, that's just me flexing a wallet at that point. I mean, the emote thing is a completely separate issue.
Yeah, emotes. That's a whole topic in itself.
That is definitely something that you can hear on a future episode of the podcast.
That's actually not a bad idea. I like it.
Oh man. I mean, we don't have a date yet, but I will say that we do have an episode that will be coming in the future where we are actually going to have 2 art streamers. We are working on details for that, so I don't want to drop any names just because nothing's confirmed yet. But we will literally have 2 art streamers who have probably made emotes, and I think that would be a great time to talk about things like that.
Ooh, name dropping. Fancy.
Yeah. I also, actually, ironically, given all the talk of the Bougie VTubers, I will do a little promotion for future episodes and say I am actually looking for someone who is a VTuber to be on a future episode with another VTuber I have on reserve. So if you are listening and you're a VTuber specifically and wish to be on the podcast, no, you don't have to actually get your VTuber model to work on the podcast. Just if you are a VTuber, right, and want to be on an episode of the podcast and you don't have someone to be on it with, hit me up. Also, hit Big Punisher, because why not?
Wait, what?
Bonk.
All right, so here's a hypothetical question for you two. So Punisher will know a little bit since he's actually streamed and he's aware of what chat dynamics. But would you rather have a high view count with dead chat? So let's say 100 people constantly viewing you, but no one's really talking in chat, or flip it and have a low view count. Let's say 5 people, but they're all chatting in your stream. Which would you prefer to have?
She like the low view.
Low,
high
definitely.
chat.
Wait, you just
Isn't
said
that-
low, but you have to add a noun to that adjuctive.
Low view count, high chat activity. But
Thank you.
that means that means people are actually they actually
you-
care.
They actually getting to know us, and we're actually having fun. We're not just having 1,000 followers and just being dead.
Yeah, but no, we're talking different. We're talking 100 people, viewers, and they're legit. They're not a bot or anything. So you get made partner theoretically, and ads are a thing. So the more viewers you have, the more ads you are played in front of them when they join your stream. So even if they're not subbed, you'd be making money theoretically off all those ads.
Very minuscule money, but money nonetheless.
But that's not satisfying.
But we don't know. We're not partner. Partners could be making huge money. We don't even know it. Probably not. But
Now, Invi, you were just saying it's not satisfying. Well, that goes to our original question of why are you a streamer, right? And I will say, I feel like I am the minority in this, which is okay, that I actually want more viewers than I want active chatters, because I stream not so much to talk to people, I stream to entertain people. Most of my viewers, and they've said this to me, are people who literally turn my stream on and then, sit in the corner and just watch me. It's because they're cleaning, they're doing their taxes, or it's because they're trying to drown out the sounds of their neighbors doing unspeakable things in the next room. That literally happened once.
What?
That was actually what they said. No, that quote. I'm quoting. I have your all right, tFay, I need you to occupy my time. I'm trying to block out sounds for the next room.
Oh, I remember.
We're not knowing names. No names. No names. I'm just saying that shit like this happens. And, at least for me, I do not possess the ability to keep up with super crazy active chats, where it's scrolling. Right? Where it's literal scrolling chat all the time. I mean, I know a lot of streamers want that. I can't keep up with it. I miss messages and then I feel bad.
I mean, you have a fairly active chat, no?
It's on and off depending on what I'm doing. Some games I've some streams I've actually had no people talking for over an hour and the view count was consistently over 30 people, which I'm not complaining about. I'm just pointing out that things like this do happen, which is the nature of my stream. I play farm sims, right? They don't exactly get everyone to go, 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 go. It's I found a carrot. Yay!
I still call BS on this hypothetical silence in your chat for an hour.
Go watch my VODs!
No, I tell you what, this happens. You get an hour. I'll do some. I'll let you pick some embarrassing. Whether it's make a body pillow, just pick it. I want to see this happen because I've never been in your chat longer than 10 minutes before a bunch of people show up and start talking.
Okay, so if I'm able to show you, if I'm able to prove to you that this happens, I want you to make a body pillow with your sophomore picture that Vixen showed me.
You wait.
Mm.
Beginning of your stream does not count. Beginning of your streaming career does not count with that.
I'm not counting the beginning of my streaming career. It was actually quite active. Because everyone forced me to stream against my will. So they were all
No,
laughing
see,
at
it has
me.
to happen. It would have to happen after this moment, after this podcast.
All right, after this
The
podcast,
moment has to happen.
all right.
Yeah.
I will keep an eye out, all right? But all right, I want sophomore Noctis body pillow. See? Jackie is agreeing with me. Someone in the live agree with me.
I'm sure there are people in the chat that tFay's not active. Oh man.
That's besides the point. That's besides the point. All right. The point is, Invi is going to proclaim that they're going to start a solo career because we are not bougie enough for them. Hashtag bougie YouTubers.
I legit. Oh my god.
Like that.
I'm going to stab somebody.
Oh, okay. So let's ask Invi. When do you think you'll start streaming? Do you have any plans?
Oh.
I don't know why I thought you were going to make a bougie YouTuber joke.
Same.
No.
I was like, so scared. I'm like, oh my god.
I'm not a bully. You know, we're not here to bully Invi. We're here to talk to them about being a potential streamer.
Correction. You don't bully me. You bully tFay.
Yeah, well, that's our love-hate relationship we have. You know.
Oh no. I understand. It's great.
So.
In the sense. So.
When do you want to start streaming?
Probably the summer, maybe June. Why are we talking like this?
Because it's weird and they can't see our facial expressions.
I see. I am perceiving with my human eyes.
Your bougie VTuber human eyes.
I mean, if I'm a VTuber, my eyes aren't human. But like, probably the summer, genuinely. Because I kind of just realized probably the only thing that's probably stopping me from streaming is just anxiety, and I think that's dumb, and I think I deserve good things.
Just to clarify in a response, it is not dumb to have anxiety. It is dumb it is dumb that you're worrying about such things.
Yeah.
For
correct.
anyone about to just go run to the comments on that.
Anyone who's just about to be like, someone's gonna cancel me. This is gonna be on my call out, guys.
If it makes you feel better. I was the same way. I technically started streaming, I think, was October, technically. But then I didn't really start streaming till this week. Because one, anxiety, me being nervous, me being a nervous wreck. I literally just kicked myself, and I literally just kicked myself in the pants and said, I gotta start streaming.
That was literally the title of our last podcast, was No Courage, No Problem. Because pretty much the point is everybody is shy and nervous about getting out there, and especially if you're going to be a streamer that has the camera on their face, you're going to be apprehensive, and you're going to worry about what you look like and what you sound like and how, like, you're worried you're going to play the games badly and no one's going to care and no one's going to want to talk to you. But like that's how everyone feels. And it's just something you eventually overcome, and you put yourself out there and you find lovely individuals that make you feel better. Is that's I know I went through that. I'm sure tFay went through that.
I mean, again, I didn't want to stream for many, many years. You don't think I was worried about streaming? It wasn't like, oh, I hate playing games and talking to people. No, it's I don't want to put myself out there where people have to judge my bad shooting skills.
I don't think I've ever seen you do a first-person shooter.
There's a reason for that.
We need to
Trust me.
Stream control. All right.
Okay,
you always sucks at first-person shooters. I've seen him play first-person shooters.
I'm going to tell you a story of my very, very first first-person shooting experience. Okay,
Ooh.
and just to
okay.
emphasize how like, all right, technically, I played James Bond 007. I think it's called Nightfire, something like that, on the GameCube with my brothers. But I'm not counting that because there's no competitive aspect at all. We just ran around and missed each other. All right.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say the first-person shooter you ever played was when TVs weren't in color.
No. No. So the first time I played a first-person shooter that required any kind of skill was not a multiplayer one. It was actually the very first BioShock, and I was in college. Right?
Oh.
Now,
Mhm.
I wasn't really sure what difficulty to start. I actually started off on easy for a bit because, I couldn't aim for the life of me. And then I found this amazing thing called the wrench. And I was like, hey, I don't have to shoot them if I'm just using the wrench, right? And so I ended up switching the difficulty to normal and just tried only using the wrench and basically ignored the guns entirely. And it turned out that the game is quite beatable with only the wrench, with very minimal guns, to the point where I got to the end of the game with full ammo of everything, and they actually allow you to buy every type of ammo, and I didn't need any of it because I had my wrench. And then I was fighting the final boss, and my roommate, who was very mad that I was beating a first-person shooter without shooting, told me that you couldn't actually beat the boss with the wrench. So then I decided to switch to a gun because, I was like, all right, fine, I have to. And then I literally was suffering for a good while. And then I tried using the wrench out of frustration and realized that I dealt a lot of damage. I was like, what? Wait, you can use the wrench? And then I ended up beating the boss and I beat the game with just the wrench. First person shooters, everyone.
I hate that.
What? No,
Not surprised. I know tFay since high school. I am not surprised at that at all. He would always find a loophole for whatever video game.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm not surprised.
Man.
I remember we were playing Super Mario. We promised not to kill each other. Yet somehow he'd always kill me. Whether it be a green shell or something else. He said, I didn't technically kill you.
That's how it be sometimes, man. That's how it fucking be.
So that's why I like recommending people to get like a capture card, because you can play a game like Nintendo is a perfect example of a game to play, or Nintendo are a good brand to play because they're super inviting, they're family friendly, they're a lot of fun to play. Usually they're a lot of fun to watch. Like Breath of the Wild can't really be modded, and yet it's still hugely popular on the platform. And a lot of the biggest titles that come out also come out on the consoles as well. So like Among Us just came to the console about 3 or 4 months after people stopped giving a shit about Among Us, but it's there. That's cool.
I mean, it's okay. The game's been out for years, It's like so low budget, it doesn't even need people to play it to survive. Like,
That is true.
I mean, it's like, this is a completely random analogy, but it's like the Deadpool movie, right? The Deadpool movie had such a low budget because no one was expecting it to do well. And it did so well, it made so much money compared to your big blockbuster, millions of dollars movies, which are mediocre, but they just look pretty. And then they don't sell, and then they don't make profit because, believe it or not, you have to spend money to actually make a movie. Among Us basically just took out their lunch money, drew some cute characters, let, personalities run the game, and there you go.
Beans. They just made beans.
Yes, they did just make beans. But I mean, it's one of those things where it's kind of like Minecraft, I guess, just to put a more open example for people listening. That the game itself is not what sells people. It's literally just what users are able to do with the game.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy, right? It's like Twitch.
I mean,
with hot tubs. They did not plan for hot tubs.
And Bougie VTubers.
I mean, I guess. I mean, this goes along with the. Noctis brought something up, and I don't know what actually led me to think about this, but like the hot tub discussion. Actually, this is a really bad segue, but I need to learn from tFay. Anyway, the hot tub discussion actually got me thinking of like, as a joke, I mentioned to a friend like, hey, I want to start streaming. And my friend was actually like, hey, go for it. That sounds kind of cool, actually. I made a joke. I'm like, what if I had like a chat redemption and it was like maid outfit or some like stupid stuff like that? But then I'm like, and then now I think I'm like, technically, isn't that the same thing as like the hot tub thing? Because it is, isn't it?
It depends on what context you're talking about it. For a real answer, if your goal is you are trying to get views and subs and give, donations, as it were, you're trying to profit from flaunting your body or your looks or whatever, then yes, you can make that. There's a line where you're not literally showing off your body. You're right, like a
No,
maid
like
outfit
I'd just be gaming. I'll just be gaming. I'll just do it in a maid outfit.
Yeah, like depending if the maid outfit is not revealing, it's not.
So
really
what's the alternative context here, tFay? That she's got like her French maid as her side job, and we're just getting her to put on like her uniform.
Well, I'm
like,
like the context being, the maid outfit that like Rem wears.
Okay, not everyone actually knows who Rem is.
Rem, the blue maid.
No,
I don't watch ReZero.
Okay, just for context, Invi is referring to a very specific anime character of a very specific anime. All right, but if you want to know what they are talking about, just Google Rem, REM. All right, maybe just put anime afterward if you get some weird results. But it's probably gonna be the first thing.
Yeah, like I don't think Rem's outfit from ReZero is that revealing. But like, I'm not talking anything like that Twitch will ban me for. I'm just saying it's just a dress, TM. That
if you're like, the comment on hot tub streamers is not because they're using their looks. It's because they're literally wearing very revealing outfits, aka swimwear, and it's allowed. If you're wearing a maid outfit that barely shows any skin, may potentially, depending on the very specific maid outfit, maybe a little bit of cleavage. That's not necessarily the same thing. There's also the context of which you're using it, right? If you're making it like a very special reward or whatever, like it could be argued that maid outfit is just the same thing as wearing a onesie on the stream, right? Or a cosplay, right? If I dress up as Cloud on stream, right? And then I make weird sounds, while swinging some fake foam sword, is that that could arguably be very similar to wearing a cosplay outfit or a maid outfit in your case. It's just that maids happen to have a higher implication of fetishes to them, whereas why you're sort of like thinking it's not yes, the same thing. But it really comes down to how you're using it and what kind of maid outfit it is.
I'm doing it because I think it would be funny.
Right? Then yeah, I would say it's not the same thing. Okay. Personally,
I would argue it is. Like, when there's just outfits that you can't really pick without getting.
There are very very non-fetish maid outfits. Like if that like completely cover up your body and like not showing any skin.
Yeah, showing skin is not always part of the fetish, tFay. It is the outfit in general.
But I'm saying that the fetish, when people watch hot tub streamers, their fetish isn't hot tubs.
Their fetish is
their fetish is almost their fetish is almost naked people. All right, you want to see that. You want to see those assets. All right. Yeah, like also like live chat saying, all right, butlers. All right, like if you were to dress up as a really attractive butler on stream, I would not compare that to hot tubs. And butlers are amazing.
Okay. All right, now we need to Google how many popular games, animes, animes we'll call them, feature butlers. That isn't a thing.
3
butlers
words.
Are not the same as maids.
All right, just because
have
they are
one.
not popular in America, otomes are super popular. All right, and those butlers are amazing, even if it's all
We're not-
non-translated. All right, don't get me started. I don't even like otomes because I like my girls and all that stuff, which is fine. All right, but still, all right, it is arguably ridiculous how much more effort is put into otomes than non-otomes. All right, they make their boys look good.
Here's the thing. Even if so, even Noctis, just because an anime isn't an H anime doesn't mean that there isn't H made of them. How many butlers are in normal anime? How do you think Rule 34
Yeah,
doesn't apply?
no,
Rule 34 is
see-
a law at this point.
Yeah, but you're talking straight anime. Now, okay, now are we gonna get into a sexuality debate over when the French maid became a popular fetish? Because it's been around longer.
We might Noctis, but I
than
think that's
anime.
something that we could definitely save for the next episode of the Luna Lounge next week.
Thank you, Yue.
Hashtag segues. If you wanna see what comes of this discussion, be sure to tune in next week where we have on the lovely pun queen herself, Lady RP Holly, and the Bruceiest Bruce that is definitely not a cartoon character, tFay. All right, those are the guests for next week. I'm sure it's gonna be a great time. All right, hashtag segues. Hashtag we apparently cannot end a podcast without Noctis freaking out about something. Hashtag pizzas. Hashtag brownies,
who
creamers.
freaked out first there, Mr. Otome
Hashtag
boy?
pizza.
Huh?
I did not mean to start this. What have I done?
Okay, well, you questioned Sebastian. Because everyone knows when you're saying Butler, we all think of Sebastian. All
I was
right?
talking
Not all
about
of us.
Sebastian. I didn't need to mention him by name.
I don't know who that is, but you damn sure I know
My
a
butler.
French maid outfit is a fetish for some people. That's all I'm saying.
So what butlers?
Or maybe
All right,
certain
all right.
demographic of
Let's
people
cut-
here
let's
in the
cut-
U.S. Show me a U.S. movie
All
that
right,
features the
that is your
butler.
job. All right, guys, go find that. Post it in the comments. Post it in our Discord. All right, let's say bye to our guests here, so that way I don't have to cry when the podcast is too long to edit. All right, because we do have to get we do have to try to get these uploaded, and I would like it to not be 180p. Because as per the command, conveniently in the live chat, we are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and now Audible. All thanks to the hard work of Noctis Alam.
Hey.
Aren't you also on
Hey.
Amazon?
So if you want to spread the word, right, we'd greatly appreciate it. Tell your friends. The more people that listen to the Luna Lounge, the more people we can get to be guests, because eventually we'll run out and we'll have to bring Big Punisher and Invi back. And then we'll have to continue this conversation.
Maybe that'll be in a year from
I
now,
think it
and
was
they'll
fun.
both be big time streamers. We don't know.
Oh, that'd be an interesting one.
but-
From beginner to pro gamer.
Yeah, Invi.
I mean, all you have to do is sub to me on Twitch, and you're a pro gamer. I'll even give you the fancy badge next to your name. Say the word.
All right.
want me
No
a pro
shameless
variety
promo
gamer?
here. All right. Invi, Big Punisher, thank you so much for copying in. I hope we can have you guys in on a future episode, whether that be with the same grouping or a new one. Hashtag go to the Discord to check out the logo Noctis made for the Bougie VTubers.
Oh my god.
All right. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.